May I come in, sir?
Yes, please.
Very good evening, sir.
Good evening. Have a seat.
Thank you so much, sir.
Can you tell me your full name, please?
Yes, sir. My name is Sujit Singh.
Okay, and where are you from?
Sir, I'm from Ludhiana itself.
Okay, may I see your identification, please?
Yes, sir. Here it is.
That's fine. Okay, now in this first part, I
Yes.
would ask you some general questions about yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so shall we begin the speaking test?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, what do you do? Do you work or study?
Sir, I have recently completed my studies. I completed a course in business administration, and that was about a year and a half ago. And after that, I've joined my father in the family business, and we are into manufacturing.
Okay. So, do you like the work you do?
I would say I'm settling in. There's certainly a learning curve in it, and my father makes it seem very effortless, but I think I have a long way to go.
Okay. And do you miss being a student?
I would say I have mixed feelings about that. In school, I was a very shy kid. I didn't mingle a lot with the other children, but in college, I gained a little bit of confidence and I started participating in certain events, and I think that was the better part of my student life. So I would say I miss being a student in college, but I wish I could say the same about being in school.
Okay. Now let's talk about music.
Yes.
Do you like music?
Oh yes, absolutely. I love music. I've been a music lover since as far as I can remember. I remember when I was a little kid, my father used to play Western music on his big stereo, and I can't remember a time where I did not enjoy music on the weekends with my family.
Okay. And what's your favorite kind of music?
I think there are several types of music which I like. I think it would be easier to point out the types of music that I do not like. I'd say I'm not particularly fond of jazz music. I'm very much into romantic music, kind of like slow ballads. And recently I've gained a certain liking for rock music as well.
Okay. And how do you feel when you listen to the music?
I would say it really depends on the mood and the type of music that I'm listening to. I would say if I'm feeling happy, I prefer to listen to upbeat music. If I'm feeling sad or a bit depressed, I would say that's a kind of a harsh word. In that situation, I would listen to sad or low music. So I would say it all boils down to what I'm feeling.
Okay. Okay, now let's talk about library. Do you often go to a library?
No, I don't often go to a library. Even when I was in school, I've only visited the school library a handful of times, and apart from that, I don't think I've visited any other library.
Okay. Did you go to library when you were a kid?
Yes, when I was in my primary school, we had a certain period dedicated for library, which was the library period. And during that period, I, along with my entire class, we used to go to the library, and I used to read comic books.
Okay. Now let's talk about chocolate.
Okay.
How often do you eat chocolate?
I would say I eat chocolate fairly regularly, maybe 4 to 6 times in a week. But I make it a point not to eat a lot of it in one go, because I know the harmful effects of chocolates on the teeth.
Is chocolate expensive in India?
Not particularly. I would say there are all kinds of chocolates available in my country, even the expensive ones and even the cheaper ones. So I would say all kinds of chocolates are available for all kinds of people.
Okay, so that was the end of the first part of the speaking test.
Yes, sir.
Now let's move on to the second part. Now in the second part, I will give you a cue card, a topic to speak on, and you will have to speak on it for 1 to 2 minutes.
Okay, sir.
So this is your topic, and this is a paper to write notes, and you will have 1 minute to prepare for it, and your 1 minute starts now. Can you please start speaking now, please?
Yes, sir. So about 2 months ago, I decided to take up running. And after a couple of days of running, I realized that I did not have the appropriate pair of shoes for running. So I asked one of my friends who's living in the US about what pair of shoes would be suitable, as he is also a runner. And he suggested two brands, out of which only one was available in India. And I placed an order for that pair of shoes on an e-commerce website. And when those shoes arrived, unfortunately, they were a bit too tight for me. And then I placed an order for replacement. And when those shoes reached back to them, they told me that they would not be able to replace that pair of shoes as they did not receive the box, which was absurd because I had returned the box to them. And unfortunately, I had the video footage of me returning the box to the pickup agent. And they told me that the seller has refused to either give me a replacement or a refund for this pair of shoes. And I sent the video footage from my gate camera, the front gate camera, to this website. And they agreed that indeed I have returned the box. And they then contacted the seller. And long story short, it was a mistake on the part of the delivery service that was conducting the replacement. And fortunately, after about 2 weeks of delay, they offered to give me a refund, and I took it. And after that, I placed another order on another website for a larger sized pair of shoes. And this was my experience that was very disappointing with an e-commerce website.
All right. Time's up. Can you please return the paper and pens?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now let's move on to the third part.
Yes, sir.
So we've been talking about a problem you had while shopping.
Yes.
So do you often have problems when you shop?
No, I would not say it happens very often. I'd say it was a very isolated incident, and it was very unexpected, as this particular website is very reputable and has a very solid track record. So no, I would say that this is not something that happens often to me.
Okay, what problems do customers often have while shopping?
Sir, in online or offline shopping?
It could be both.
Okay, so I would say in case of online shopping, customers may run into more problems, particularly because while shopping online, oftentimes it happens that the product does not meet the description that's given on the website, or it does not look like the picture that's posted on the website, and the customer usually ends up disappointed and ends up returning the product. And another problem that also happened to me, as I earlier mentioned, is a problem when it comes to attempting to return the product or seek refund for the product.
Okay. So final question, what kind of customer service do you think is good?
The customer service that is quick to address the customer's issues, that is polite and well informed and eager to listen to the customer's grievances. I would say these are some of the hallmarks of good customer service, and I think it really reflects on the company's reputation, how the customer service is. So if a company is not providing good enough customer service, I personally would not buy a product from that company.
All right, so that is the end of your speaking test.
Okay, sir.
Have a nice day.
शूट कर रहे हैं दोनों कैमरे.
Sure.
कोई नहीं घबराना नहीं पता.
And where are you from?
I'm from Ludhiana.
May I see your identification?
वो सर मैं भूल गया वो ड्रेसिंग मैं लेके आऊँ. बोली.
Hello, may I enter the bell?
ठीक है. Good evening, sir.
Nine bells. Okay, so that is the end of the second part of the video.
मैं देखना ही नहीं तेरे बार. ਹੁਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੱਸਣਾ. ਹਾਂ. ਕੀ ਗੱਲ?
Alright, so that is the end of your speaking test.
Okay, sir.
Have a nice day.
ਸਰ ਕਿੰਨੇ ਬੈਂਡ ਹੈ?
ਇਹ ਸਰ ਆਪਣੇ 9 9 9 9 ਸਰ, ਚਾਰੋਂ ਚ 9 ਨੇ ਤੇ
ਠੀਕ ਰਿਹਾ?
ਵਧੀਆ।
ਤੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਪੱਗ ਮੰਨ ਲਾ।
ਹੋ ਗਿਆ ਠੀਕ? ਦੇਖੀ
ਦੇਖਦਾ।
ਇਸ ਵਾਰੀ ਖੱਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਾ ਸੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਪਿਛਲੀ ਵਾਰ ਖੱਪ ਐ ਹੋ ਗਈ ਸੀ ਨਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਉਹ ਗਲਤੀਆਂ ਦੱਸ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ।
ਉਹ ਪੁਰਾਣੇ ਘਰੇ?
ਹਾਂ।
ਹਾਂ ਹਾਂ, ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਬਾਲਾ ਫਨੀ ਸੀ ਯਾਰ। ਆਈ ਯੂ ਪੀਨਟ?